Welcome. I'm going to talk about the importance of London Standard. I hope and expect that by the end of this session, you would understand the importance of London Standard that was established during the Middle English period. Well, my dear students, by far the most influential factor in the rise of Standard English was the importance of London as the capital of England. Well, as a matter of fact, London was and London still is the political capital of England. You know, all the political activities, commercial center of England, where all, the activities related to, industry, purchase, economics, they keep on going on here. They are centered here, actually. Also, my dear students, London was, and, for that matter, has continued through the times as a seat of the courts of the highest judicial tribunals. Throughout the times, it has remained a focus of the social and intellectual activities. London economy, for that matter, was especially important as, and I'm quoting here, an engine of communication and exchange which enabled ideas and information to be distributed and business to be done. So now this was the basis. From here, every intellectual activity, every social activity, every economic activity, it would have its roots here. It would be spread from here. It would be monitored from here. It would be conceived, designed, and worked out from here. Well, when it comes to the population of London, I would say it had a constant migration. People would keep on coming on to London from different parts. They would keep on coming for the pursuit of their, financial, resources, for academic or educational pursuits, for intellectual pursuits. So they would have different reasons, but they would come to London. Now, naturally, when so many people from so many different areas, they are coming into this, hub of social and intellectual and economic activity, of course, they are bringing a lot with them. They are bringing their lifestyle. They are bringing their language. They are bringing their language preferences. They are bringing their pronunciations and varieties of, pronunciation and vocabulary choices. So, all this had an impact on what we call the London Standard. Now, this was, I would say, a two-way process. Whatever was coming from outside in terms of linguistic resource, in terms of linguistic input, and whatever London had to offer at the other hand, these two extremes, these two different entities, they had to mingle, they had to work together to make the life go on. And the result was that the London idiom had a mixture of all of these things. Now, all those linguistic resources that would come in, all those dialects with their vocabulary choices, with their pronunciations, with their syntactic differences, when they would come here, there would be two options. Either they would die. People would give them up. They would adopt what was going on in terms of language in London. Or they would survive. Now, how would the survival be possible? The survival would be possible when they would, become a part of this standard form. Thus, these surviving choices would influence and shape and form the standard language. In other words, what we can say, this influence was reciprocal. It was a two-way process. It was a binary process. Simplifying it, I would say, London English was giving as well as taking. As people would go back from here, they would take certain impact of the language that they would hear, that they would use here, that they would, come across here in London. But while they would leave some impact of their local dialects as well. So, the history of Standard English is almost, I would say, a history of London English. And the history of London English is not the history of London English only. It was rather surrounded by, from all the sides with the social, economic, and cultural factors. As far as the spread of London Standard is concerned, in the latter part of the 15th century, the London Standard was accepted. It actually had been accepted everywhere, at least, I would say, in writing. Though there were still some varieties going on in terms of spoken language, but the written language was now fixed and standardized. To add to this process in a positive way, there came in printing. Printing that was introduced in 1476. A new influence of great importance in the dissemination of London English was this introduction to printing. Soon, London became a center of book publishing. Caxton, the first English printer, used the current speech of London to publish books. Well, in the 16th century, the use of London English had become a matter of principle as well as a practice.